accomunano. A livello locale abbiamo operato molto per combattere l'euroscetticismo e abbiamo cercato di svegliare la popolazione in modo da rendere più comprensibile il significato di cittadinanza europea e quindi essere anche europeo a 360 gradi. Giunti alla fine di questo progetto, la delegazione italiana si propone di continuare nel raggiungimento di questo obiettivo e siamo fieri di aver avuto la possibilità di partecipare a questa magnifica esperienza e restiamo ovviamente pronti a nuovi progetti e a nuove esperienze. Grazie mille.
Paula. Our friends from Poland. Okay. In the meantime, they are thinking.
This is too shy, okay. So, okay. Bardzo dziękujemy za to, że mogliśmy wziąć udział w projekcie. Chciałem powiedzieć już po polsku, oczywiście to też po angielsku. Don't worry, I will repeat it in English. Mamy nadzieję, że po zakończeniu tego projektu nadal będziemy mogli kontynuować pracę związaną z rozpowszechnianiem tych wszystkich cennych wartości, które tutaj poznaliśmy, które tutaj eksplorowaliśmy. To była naprawdę ogromna przyjemność poznać Was wszystkich. Mam nadzieję, że spotykamy się jeszcze nie raz. So, I hope that after the project is sharing its practical information and all those cherished values that all those values that we exchange between each other. It was a great pleasure to meet you all, and really grateful for that. And we hope to meet each other again. So thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is and I represent the municipality of Altea from Greece. I would like first of all to thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to spread the European values on this time that we have shared together. I will continue in Greek. Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που μας δώσατε την ευκαιρία να συμμετέχουμε σε αυτό το πρόγραμμα. Ένα μέρος του τίτλου του προγράμματος ήταν να ανακαλύψουμε τα μονοπάτια που θα δώσουν καινούργιες ιδέες για τη μελλοντική Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση. Ακολουθήσαμε λοιπόν ένα μονοπάτι για όλους αυτούς τους μήνες, στο οποίο μοιραστήκαμε τις αξίες της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης, τη συνεργασία, την αλληλεγγύη, μοιραστήκαμε την αξία της δημοκρατίας, τη δυνατότητα να ανταλλάξουμε εμπειρίες και να ανταλλάξουμε και καλές πρακτικές, να συνεργαστούμε και να γνωριστούμε κιόλας, που θεωρώ ότι είναι κάτι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό για τους πολίτες της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης. Στόχος μας λοιπόν για τη συνέχεια αυτού του προγράμματος θα είναι να πάρουμε από το χέρι τις νέες γενιές του Δήμου μας, τα νέα παιδιά, και να τα δείξουμε πώς πρέπει να περπατήσουν σε αυτό το μονοπάτι των αξιών της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης για να δημιουργήσουν μόνα τους την Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση του μέλλοντος. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. I will only repeat the target, the goal, in English. Our target is to take the youngsters from our municipality and to walk with them along this path of the European values so that we can show them how they can build the Europe of the future and also how they can preserve the values of the European Union in the future. Thank you very much.
Slovenia?
Hi Paul, my name is Barbara Muzina. I come from Slovenia, from a small NGO. We're called the Društvo za podporo civilne družbe, in English actually we have seen that in our country, because the civic education is a part of obligatory curriculum in the school, we have in our NGO we have opportunity to work to expand our work with schools and try to include young people through non-formal education for them to grow and be more active citizens.
Cyprus.
Hello again. I'm Despina from representing Athena municipality, a small town in Cyprus, but obviously very active town. Well, this is the time after 18th month, the time to reflect, the time to rethink, and at the same time the time to restart. We, the delegation from Cyprus, we support the European integration, and we are not afraid of the Euroscepticism. Internal criticism and opposition are fundamental parts of democracy. We will continue our commitment and intensify our efforts to promote in our schools, in our children, the values of the EU: solidarity, tolerance, freedom, equality, and respect. Each and every one of us is Europe, and Europe is the future. Thank you. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
España, Altea.
Hello, good evening. My name is Maria Barrios, Consulwoman for European Project Office from Municipality of Altea, and we will talk to you in our language, Valenciano. Per Altea ha sigut una experiència molt gratificant. És un municipi de 20.000 habitants que comporta acollir este projecte que va començar el meu company Pere Lloret, que va creure en el projecte en Europa, un projecte que va començar fa 18 mesos, on han sigut capaços, junt dels altres 7 països que conformen aquest projecte, de deixar a un costat les diferències i treballar per aquesta declaració universal, treballar amb els valors com la pau, la solidaritat, la convivència, l'empatia, per treballar i per aquesta Europa del segle XXI que siga més igualitària, més inclusiva, combatir les fake news i el populisme. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm representing Finno-Barreggio as a Belgian foundation, and for us it has been a quite interesting process in the last 18 months, where we have seen how radicalism has increased in some countries, what is a real risk and problem. This past week we have this weekend, this Brexit, what is not good news, it's a problem, and it means this project has sense to share these ideas from the how to protect and how to protect the humanism values from the European Union more than ever. When we see how the risk of radicalism, racism, Nazism, fascism, radical right, radical left, people against diversity, we have a lot to fight. Anyway, I have learned personally a lot, thanks to our colleagues from the consortium. I remember part of our mission in Poland and how is the difference between young people and how the media and the social media can impact and can manipulate the mind of our young people. Anyway, for the future, I think the most important is the day after of Europe. We are here in Brussels, more than open to cooperate with all the consortium for new projects in the future, not just in Europe for citizens. We as a small foundation believe in some values of the European Union, very important values, not social innovation, or what is climate change, waste management, or what is in some parts of the world, like the President of the United States, they don't believe in the problem of climate change. We believe we have to fight for sustainability. Anyway, thank you very much. That's it. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, now according to the agenda, it will follow with the Pamela Revuelta and the Yourope Startups Awards.
Today we are going to recognize the efforts of 3 non-profit organizations that has helped people to find a job or to self-employ, what we call the micro-entrepreneurship or the startups. Allow me to explain what, when we started this project Yourope, we decided to launch the Yourope Awards. That means and I start explaining what the Startup Yourope Awards is. It's an initiative from the DG Connect, from the European Commission. It's managed by Mr. Maximiliano Tarragoni, that is coming from the DG Connect, and is implemented by the Fundación Finnova. Startup Yourope Awards is an open innovation methodology that pretends to identify startups, but also entities that helps for the creation of new jobs, for the self-employment, and for the startups. And then, thanks to Yourope, we decide to identify, and it's the first year, we are in the 3rd year of the Startup Yourope Awards, to recognize the efforts of 3 non-profit organizations that will be awarded tonight. And that's the Startup Yourope Awards. I'm going to profit the occasion to ask these European members of the European Parliament, thank you very much, Immaculada, for your support, for inviting the group, because we have also the ambassadors of the Startup Yourope Awards, that are members from the European Parliament, and ambassadors from also for members of of other organizations, as Bernardo from the Economic and Social Committee. And thank you very much, Bernardo, because you host us, and that's it. Okay, that's the Startup Yourope Awards. It depends from the DG Connect. It's for Information Society, and it's under the umbrella of the Startup Yourope. The Startup Yourope is the strategy from the DG Connect of the European Commission to promote startups in all over Europe. And we are going to start, we are going to offer the floor to the 3 for the representatives of the association. I would like to ask Mr. Ignacio González from the Amicitia Association, and with Diego Zaragoza, who is the Culture Councillor in Altea City, to join us. And where is Mr. Ignacio? Ignacio González. Okay, tienes la palabra. Hay un representative, tienes que darle al botón.
Okay, so thanks very much to the audience to have this possibility for me to share with you some thoughts and something about my life and something about my passion. And my passion is called international workers, and this is what the Amicitia is doing. Let's start with a little story, and like all stories, once upon a time, in 1920, a group of former soldiers from the First World War, Germans and French and British and Swedish, from different countries, they decided to use their time, use their hands to rebuild a small school in Verdun, near France, that was destroyed because of the war. This is considered for us as the first international worker, where young people came together and faced the society that was in shock in that moment and said, your principles, we don't like your principles of nationalism, violence, machismo, and we like the principles of cooperating and of peace. And that's where the International Volunteering Service movement, as a movement of peace, started. Just put yourself in the position of these soldiers that they have experienced a horrible period, shooting and being shot some months before, cooperating with the enemy. I think it's these anonymous heroes are something like very special for me, and that's why I'm so proud of being part of this movement. And to me, this is a very important movement. That it's a pity that we had the Second World War, but it was recognized by UNESCO in 1948 with the creation of the CCFDS office. Work camps still exist. We're talking about 1920, but we are now in 2020, 100 years ago, and we are still existing. Actually, our network, which is called Alliance with other networks like SCI, like NVDA, we are exchanging every year 30,000 youngsters, especially, but also normal volunteers, adult volunteers, doing local peace projects short time, like 15 days, 15 volunteers. But with the characteristic that now we have developed, and we are not only a peaceful movement, we are also a movement of non-formal education. Because we have realized that the person who starts a work camp is not the same person who's finished a work camp. During this period, that is maybe very short, it's very important, they get a lot of competences. And these competences are very important because we have realized that through formal education, especially through university, we gain a lot of competences. But these competences are not totally useful to be in the market in the future. We need to develop other competences, and these competences we can acquire them through activities like international work camps. And companies, they also realize this. They realize that we can merge formal education with informal education, and we create better workers or better citizens. And actually, the Amicitia is working on this field. Nowadays, we are having we call it Proton certificate, which is, in my opinion, a very important tool, because we are certifying the volunteering work done by these volunteers, but not just with a normal certificate. We are involving universities to do a research and to measure the competences that are gained through volunteering in a scientific way, in such a way that these universities are certifying that these volunteers are able to do this thanks to volunteering. So just imagine the innovating tool that this means for self-employment and for employment. It's a great possibility because we are merging the formal work, the formal education and the non-formal education. In future, we don't know what we will find. I think the environment is very, very strange. In 5 years, thousands of employments will change because of artificial intelligence, and this is the biggest challenge we have. And if we are going to, and I would say also very important, the democratic system will also be completely different. And this is something that it has been tackled here. And I'm not so sure. I'm coming from the law world, and I think that there's a big crisis about the law in big capital letters. Actually, I have been a mayor of a little town, and I have been in some way victim of some networks of the area of la Sierra de Madrid. And if we are going to tackle with an scholastic system, I think youngsters are going to fail. So, my proposal: use volunteering, use work camps to empower youngsters and to make in future a better world. So thank you very much.
Bueno, o igual al final con las fotos, pero si quieres decir algo.
Okay, we know in Altea what the work that do the Amicitia. They are in our town, I think 6 years ago or more, and they help us so much to the town, and they help a lot of young people from other countries of Europe. They come to Altea, they know Altea, and they live and live with our young, and this is very interesting, and is very good for both collectives, for the European young and for the Altea countries. I want to congratulate Nacho and his work, his hard work.
En concreto, para ayudar a los jóvenes para tener un autoempleo, o para tenéis algún ejemplo concreto, ¿no? De emprendimiento, de autoempleo.
Sí, esencialmente. Esta certificación Proton es muy importante porque, y previo a la que hemos estado realizando anteriormente, permite que esa persona que haya adquirido una serie de competencias en el mundo informal y en el mundo humano, que es, yo creo que las competencias que se tienen que desarrollar permiten que esa persona pueda acceder al mercado de trabajo mucho mejor. Tiene herramientas para él ponerse delante de un pequeño negocio, desarrollar estrategias para él autoemplearse. Y tenemos ejemplos de gente que ha venido a través de Erasmus Plus, que de hecho trabaja o ha trabajado con nuestra asociación por un contrato.
Enhorabuena.
Muchas gracias.
And now is the time for Corazón Altea Association. Magdalena López is the manager. Magdalena?
I'm Tune Tishalan. I'm the secretary of the non-profit association Corazón Exprés in the city of Altea in Spain. And thank you very much for this, for the opportunity to be here together with you this afternoon in this amazing event. And it's a great privilege, and thank you again. The association Corazón Exprés, it means a heart in action, was born 5.5 years ago over a cup of coffee by Magdalena López del Castillo, seated here on my left side, and she is the president of the association. And the association is based on a deep desire to help people immediately in a situation of emergency. In any kind of emergency situation, immediately help is crucial. And we as an association, we have 65 volunteers in our association who are ready to give a hand and do a positive impact in people who are going through a difficult time. So we as an association, we seek to care for to support and to help people both economically and also practically. Widows, people without any family, parents and elderly, regardless of age, of race, nationality and religion. Corazón Exprés enters to help when there is an urgent need, and we promote social innovation to reduce vulnerability and enhance resilience. As a charity, we are the bridge that connects the resources with the need. That is, connecting entities or individuals that have an altruistic social dream and the ability to help with the people in need. The people in need, people that need help, it could be a family that in a situation they don't have any food, they have babies that need help, whatever, and we are there, that many times we are connected by social services, a neighbor or family or friends, and they tell us about this situation. If people need a wheelchair, if people need a help, a translator to the hospital, we are there immediately. If people need whatever, we are there as soon as possible. And then we are making connections also and giving support for self-employment and entrepreneurship. We are a little association, we have not been existing so long time, but we have a lot of contacts around, and when there is a need, a situation of emergency help, then we have connection and we connect people with the business, we connect people with other associations also to study and for to get even more ready for self-employment and to entrepreneurship. Our theme is, we cannot change the whole world, but we can change the world of one person. As connected to and working also under the umbrella of URBAC and with other associations and entities, we are able, as ever never before, to support also the transformation of people's quality of life through support for personal, family and financial development. And together making the social innovation that works for the good, for the public. It works in Altea, it works in Spain and also in Europe. So thank you very much.
Enhorabuena, muchas gracias. Y me gustaría, todas, si pudiera decir unas palabras.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, to the European Commission and Innova Foundation for organizing this type of events, for all the works I'm doing and for inviting me. It's for me really an honor to have the opportunity to transmit what we experience because of the works I'm doing in Corazón Express. I think it's very important. One sentence you have already said. We can't change the whole world, but we can change the life of one person, the world of one person. And if each one of us will do something like this, we change the world for all the people. Then it's very, very important to recognize the work I'm doing. It's very important the people can feel that there are organizations that you are working for improve the situation they are, to be able to find self-employment for them, to be able to translate in the hospital or something in every situation in their lives that they don't feel sure. And then if you make people sure and you create an environmental sure for them, they will feel safety and more safety. I think this is really very, very important. And then I think it's the way we should try to change the quality of life and the inequalities a lot of people support, and to give chance everybody to have the opportunity to improve the way of life and the quality of life they are doing. Then all my support for the work you are doing and the support for the Altea mayor and Altea administration, because I think it's very important to feel also the support of the local administration, the mayor, and for sure for Innova Foundation and all. You are making more easier the work. Then all the best and thank you very much. All my
time in which missing information, demagogy, fake news, and political disaffections are weight that affects coexistence of the European project. Today, more than ever, we have to work together to create a strong social and equal Europe. The European Union was born as a political project of peace and consensus between different countries. We are the pioneers of policies regarding rights, equality, climate change, and much more. Achieving this requires the effort of all member countries. We must work to strengthen relations between the countries that make up the Union. As political leaders, we have the responsibility to convey to our population the values and principles of the Union. Altea has had the privilege and responsibility of leading this project that has laid the foundations of the Europe that we want and promote. Many people today are wondering what the benefits of the European Union are, or what it means in their daily lives. Well, that's what the Yourope project is all about. In this project, we show the importance of Europe in our lives and in the community, not only in our cities, but between countries. We aim to combat Euroscepticism, promoting the values of coexistence, peace and solidarity, exerting a responsible and high-quality policy, combating fake news to show young people the importance they have in Europe, and to create links between different countries. We have shown that those of us who want more Europe make more Europe. It has been 18 very intense months during which we have collaborated with 8 different countries. I would like to thank Noto in Italy, Warsaw in Poland, Sofia in Bulgaria, Altea in Greece, Ljubljana in Slovenia, Brussels in Belgium, and Athens in Cyprus for your collaboration and hard work. Thank you all people who have made this possible. I want to tell a special thanks to Paloma Verdú, my partner, and the final conclusion is when confronting new challenge, the solution is more Europe. Muchas gracias.
I would like to ask a big applause for the team that has been in the organization. I'm talking of Paloma, I'm talking of Norbert, I'm talking of Nuria, Monse, Rocío, Miguel Ángel. Please, a big applause for them.